Sorry, there was a problem with my, but I'm back. Can you still see my screen or I share it again?
Share it again. Share it again, sir.
All right. Okay.
Here
So
we go.
we have been saying some people, like the ladies, they use their phones to harm other people. You send, because you know the man has a wife and you also want the man. So you send that woman a message. You say, you are pretending to be good, but your legs are crooked. That is using a phone to harm other people. That is not allowed. And that is not the purpose why phones were created or computers. Okay? Then the law number 2 says, thou shalt not interfere with other people's computer work. Now, other people's computer work means also other people's phones. Okay? Other people's WhatsApp, other people's Facebook, other people's Twitter, X, and so on. Okay? So computer work, many of you, especially the girls, now and again you are snooping into your husband's phone. That is not allowed. Okay? Thou shalt not interfere with other people's computer work. Okay? If it is not your phone, if it is not your computer, you should not interfere with it. Give it that respect. So as there's something I skipped above here, and one of the principles of computer ethics is to respect for privacy. Okay. So one of the principles of computer ethics, respect privacy. Okay. Protecting users' personal data and not accessing unauthorized information. So that is one of the major goals which we look into this, because there's a lot of data going on over the computers, over the internet. Okay. So we should allow people that privacy. Okay. Even when you go to the hospital as a husband and a wife and you go to see the doctor sometimes says, excuse me, madam, can you give me some time with your husband? We have a talk. Or excuse me, sir, can you give me some time with your wife? We have a talk. But when he feels that he needs to talk to both of you, then he's going to call you together. So always privacy has to be there. Even if a person is your husband, even if a person is your boyfriend, even if a person is your wife, is your girlfriend, you should give that person a level of privacy. Even if this is your father, your mother, he needs that level of privacy. So this is what it means. Thou shalt not interfere with other people's computer work. It means we should give people a level of privacy when they are using computers. Okay? So don't just say, because I'm married to him, so I have the right to check his phone. Yes, but there are some things which you don't need to know. Not everything you must know. Girls, are you listening? Girls, does it make
Yes.
sense? Hmm?
Yeah.
Will
Even
you
to the
stop?
guys too.
Will you stop peeping in interfering with the other people's phones? Now, some of you, your
Even
friends are
men
your
do that.
cosmates. Some of them are your cosmates. Someone has left her phone in the hostel and she has gone out, and you still need to see what is she doing, what is he talking with this person, that is not allowed. Okay, so I hope after this lecture my girls here will have changed. Someone says even the guys. Girls, will you have changed? Oh, you are going to say those are class things for me.
Okay.
Don't say okay with a soft voice. You say okay, we shall.
Okay, we shall.
Don't say we shall. Say okay, I will.
I will.
Okay.
Okay. Katongole, you are saying you will. Okay, we shall see. If you are not going to check your girlfriend's phone again, you should give people
What
a level
for?
of privacy. Okay, that level of privacy.
Okay, sir.
Then thou shalt not snoop around in other people's computer files. Again, some of you, even this is same as the previous rule. Files could be WhatsApp and so on, but still some of you, you steal your friends' courseworks and so on. Then number 4, thou shalt not use a computer to steal. You see, these guys now who use mobile money to steal, eh? Those bafferes who send you, who call you. Recently, some of called me, and when he realized that I had understood that is a mofere, the guy insulted me. He insulted me with a lot, and I just switched off the phone. Even I can't utter out the words he said to me. Hmm? So
Sorry,
we
sir.
should, we should not use computers to steal. Okay. Now these people are using phones to steal. I said in the place of computer, put their phone, put their laptop, all those things. Okay. So these people, there is a law which can net them. Although here in Uganda, who can net them? Even the police doesn't know where they are. I don't know if they don't know. There are some security guys here online. They can tell us. Can you get those
It's the
people? Or you
police
can,
themselves. They connive.
those are your words. Those are not my words.
We know.
For me, I'm not in for that. Then law number 5 says, thou shalt not use a computer to bear false witness. And so many people use computers to bear false witnesses. Some of you have phones which can take a picture even if a person is 5 meters away. You take a picture. Some of us are lecturers on the university, and you know our wives. Then someone takes a picture when you are standing with a girl explaining her something and sends your wife. And he says, I tell you, me, I told you. You think you're at home. Hey, the man is this way, he has a new catch. You are dead. And every time you go home, the woman is crying, is saying, I'm finished. Now you don't know. Because someone bared false witness. Okay? Some of you are taking pictures of your friends in the lecture rooms, and you go to the hostels, you say, you see this girl, you see this girl, you see her. This is the girlfriend of so and so. If you are down here, now by the time the girl is near that boy, you take a picture, you say, you see, me, I told you, you see them. You were joking. Okay. So we are saying we should not use our phones to bear false witnesses. How many times have you sent WhatsApp messages giving witness which even is not witness? Okay. You are witnessing something. You send a message, you say, for me, I saw them. I saw them, they were even doing this. You even send pictures. These are the ones, okay? To reassure that what you are saying, okay? So thou shalt not use a phone, a computer to bear false what? Witness. Put that in mind. Number 6, thou shalt not copy or use proprietary software for which you have not paid for. Now, some of you have laptops. The software you have on your laptop, have you paid for it or you're using pirated software? Okay,
Pirated.
you see? So there's a law that governs that and you can be caught. So make sure you buy the true licenses, don't pirate softwares. Okay, some of you have Office on your machines, but they are being pirated. Some of you have Windows, which is pirated. Okay, so that is not allowed. CAD students, the Photoshop which you have, which you are using, is it pirated or it is a genuine Photoshop? Okay,
Pirated.
so let us be careful. We don't want to go behind bars. For me, I have told you the law. Anytime you buy software, make sure it is not pirated. You buy the right license and install it and use it rightfully. Okay. You will tell me now, for me, I'm here in Uganda at Nkumba. Where will Microsoft ever get me? You never know. You never know. Then number 7, thou shalt not use other people's computer resources without authorization or proper compensation. Okay. I think this is the reason why we need to put passwords to help, especially our sisters, not to use our resources without authorization. Okay. So, because some people don't know this law, so we force them to understand the law by putting passwords. Okay. Otherwise, people don't know that they are not supposed to access your phone without permission. Okay. Someone says, after all, we are married. Yes, marrying you in church doesn't give you a guarantee to access my phone without permission. You being my girlfriend doesn't give you a guarantee to access my phone without permission. Okay. There is a law there.
2 becomes 1.
2 becomes 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time of
But the law doesn't know that 2 which becomes 1. You should get permission. Number 8,
exactly.
thou shalt not appropriate other people's intellectual output. Some of you have given you coursework, now I've given you project work. Now, some of you are going to steal your friend's project work and you just put your name. If the person did the work in Kampala for you, put in Mbarara, you remove his student number. If he did it on the 13th, you remove the date and for you, put 28th. Okay? That is intellectual theft. It's not allowed. Are we together? And that's why when I catch you, I give you 0. The moment I catch you with duplicated work, I will put a comment duplicated work and I will give you a 0 because I know the law is there, which allows me to give you a 0. Okay? So don't appropriate or don't duplicate other people's intellectual work or output. Get permission from them. Like you are going to do your project work. If you read a book and so wrote, don't make them your words. If it is President Museveni who said those words, you say, as President Museveni said in his book, Sowing the Mustard Seed, then we know these are words of President Museveni. But don't make those words yours and pretend as if you are the one who has written them. Okay? So if you have gone to President Museveni's book, Sowing the Mustard Seed, and you have read there a paragraph and you think you need it to put it in your work, put it, but put there that it is Museveni who said it in the book, Sowing the Mustard Seed. Is someone asking a question or is conversing somewhere? Then number 9, thou shalt think about the social consequences of the program you are writing or the system you are designing. Now, this applies mainly on you people who's beast. You are going to be writing codes. But some of you, when we teach you programming, you start writing codes which are going to become viruses to other people. You write to these links, click here. When you press on this link, MTN will give you free data. Yet you know you want to steal data from someone's phone. You want to steal some information from someone's phone. Okay? So we are saying whatever code you're writing, think of the social consequences. What is going to come out of it? Okay? So if you write a code and someone is stolen because of the code you wrote, just know you can also be jailed for that. Okay? So always think of the social consequences. What is going to come? That WhatsApp message you are sending, okay? That WhatsApp message, before you send it, you think of the social consequences. If it backfires, what will come to me? That TikTok video you are posting, think of the social consequences. If it backfires, by then some of you, I pity you. I see people on TikTok and you pity them. Some of you are my students, and sometimes I look at I pity. Sometime, someday, that TikTok video is going to backfire. You are going to, after 5 years from now, you'll want to be an MP, you'll want to be area councillor, you'll want to be what? And someone is going to bring back a TikTok video 5 years back, and he's going to tell people, you see the person you're voting. You see? So think of the social consequences. An example, I have a teacher at my school. I wanted to make her the headmistress. But this teacher has a TikTok account. But when you look at her TikTok videos, sometimes she's almost halfway naked, dressed. Okay. Now, as I was thinking about making her the teacher, my wife just made a comment and said, if the teacher you are going to make a teacher, if parents look at her TikTok videos, what image will the school have? And I just said, oh, I think you have saved me. Can you imagine? Someone loses a position because of your TikTok videos. Okay. So people, let us be very careful. Think of the social consequences of those things you are doing, those videos you are posting. You may post, your boyfriend can tell you, you put off your clothes, I want to see the naked body, and you send. Yes, you are going to send, and even you put one-time view. People be warned, one-time view doesn't mean that thing is deleted. It is deleted from the eyes of the viewer, but on the servers, it is still there. So someone anywhere, those are nude pictures which you find all over the internet, and you say, where do these people take these pictures from? It is you take them, and you give your bodies free like that to the internet. For you and your eyes, you think you have deleted, yet in reality, their servers have already captured it. And for you, send one-time view. So I'm saying this a lot because especially you, the youth, some people have become it's not the right word to use, but some people have become nonsense people over social media because they are creating content. Okay? You are creating content. And maybe TikTok is paying you. Yes, TikTok is paying you some small money, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when you want to be the president of Uganda, when you want to be the MP, when you want to be LC5 councillor, they are going to bring back that video. And they say, you look at the person you are voting. And for your God, those I was young, that was no. You see, social media doesn't forget. Social media doesn't forget. So the law is there. Number 9, think about the social consequences of the program, of the video, of the content you are posting, you are writing. Hope that is clear. Number 10, thou shalt always use a computer in ways that ensure consideration and respect for your fellow humans. I think that is self-explanatory. Respect. Okay? Respect other people when you're using computers. Okay? Some of you go to social media and you abuse everybody. You abuse the President Museveni, you abuse the Speaker of Parliament, you abuse the priests, you abuse this one. These bloggers, you have seen these bloggers. For them, some people even they are paid, even they have accounts which they are paid for to abuse people. You know those people, okay? The law is there. We should use in a way that is respectable for other humans. Some of you have accounts and even you are paid for abusing others, the bloggers. That is not allowed. The law is there. By the people don't just take us to court because they don't know these things. But if you are to take these people to court, they would pay a lot of money. They would pay a lot of money because the laws are there, and these are international laws. No one can doubt them. Okay, so I hope you have understood the 10 commandments of computing. By the way, I never set an exam without any number concerning this. Every exam I set, there must be a number around this area, because this is the center of our behaviors when we are in technology, our behavior when we are using computers. So you cannot tell me you have passed a paper of information technology, but you don't understand the laws that govern information technology. So I have already warned you, there must be a number around this area. It may not be so direct, but it will be there. It is a must. Any question? Anything which is not clear? Okay. I hope everything is clear. Now let us go to, yes, there are some revision questions there. Can someone read for us that question there? Question 1. Who has a good network? No one has a good
Hello?
network.
Is someone getting me? Can I read?
Yes. Yeah, read. You are clear.
Okay. John is an IT administrator at Nkumba University. One day, he discovers that a professor has stored student exam results in an unprotected online folder. John is tempted to access the results and share them with his friends who are preparing for the final exams. So the first question is, what ethical principles should guide Johnny's actions in this situation? Justify your answers.
As you look at that question, It is not directly telling you to state any commandment of computing, but it is taking you to look back into the 10 commandments of computing, then get those which are around privacy. Okay?
Privacy.
So I hope you see how my questions are. They are not direct, but they require you to think. So the second question, part B.
Part B, what are the possible consequences of John accessing and sharing the exam results?
Okay, so you remember number 10, which said, think of the social what? Think of the
Consequences.
social consequences, what will come after what you are doing.
After.
So I think you saw how my questions are. Then number C.
C, as an IT professional, what steps should John take to handle this situation responsibly?
So that's how some of my questions are. Okay. Read number 3.
Number 3. Question 3.
Yes.
Mark is a social media manager for a company. He discovers that some employees have been spreading false information about the company to damage their reputation.
About a
company's
competitor.
management-
About a competitor.
Eh? About?
Information about a competitor.
Okay, yeah, about a competitor, sorry for that, to damage their reputation. The company's management is unaware of this activity. Question A, what ethical issues are involved in this case?
Go ahead.
I read B.
Yeah.
B, what steps should Mark take to address the situation while maintaining professional integrity? C, what are the potential consequences of spreading false information on social media, both legally and ethically?
Then question 4.
Question 4. David works in the IT department of financial institution. One day he notices that his colleague James has been using the company's internet to access personal social media accounts and download movies during work hours. Additionally, James has been using a company computer to send rude emails to colleagues. Question A. Identify and explain the commandments of computer ethics
Three
that James
commandments.
is violating.
Identify and explain 3 commandments of computer ethics.
Yeah.
Okay. So I
And
see.
James is violating.
I think you see how these questions are set. Okay. So the choice is yours to see how to prepare. Okay, then I'm going to skip that. Then I got
Excuse
something
me,
else.
sir.
Yes, please.
Are you gonna show us how to be answering these questions?
That is your group discussions now.
But we don't have groups.
You create them. That is
Okay,
the
then.
job of the class coordinator.
Okay.
Because this is a mixed group. We have students from SIAD, we have students for distance, so the class now is mixed up. So if you are SIAD students, then you can work out with your class coordinator and discuss those questions in your groups. You're free to give me your answers and I look at them and I tell you, yes, you're on track or you are lost. I have no problem with that. The questions are already in the book there. Okay. You can sit as IT, those who are doing BIST, then you form your groups. You say group A take this question, group C take this question. You are free to give me your discussions, your answers, and I look at them. And I tell you, yes, you are on track or you are off track. So class coordinators, they have a job there to do. So I go to chapter 2. Chapter 2 is computer hardware. I don't want to go much into it, but for the sake of the CRD students, we have what we call computer hardware is divided into input devices. We have processing devices, and we have output devices. So when we talk of input devices, we mean the things that we enter data into a computer, as a keyboard, mouse, scanner, microphone, and so on. Processing devices, we basically have the CPU, which is a central processing unit, and the CPU has three parts. That's arithmetic logic unit, control unit, and register. Arithmetic logic unit does the mathematics. The control unit directs the flows. It controls programs on the computer, and register, it is the storage. It is one which tells which activity happened on the computer. Okay. For example, when you are at a university there, we have the academic registrar's office, that is the registrar. Then we have the vice chancellor's office, that is the control. It controls the entire university. Then arithmetic logic unit, those are different programs that take place over the campus. So these are the three jobs of the CPU. Then we have memory and storage, that is RAM. We have random access memory, read-only memory. Now, the difference between random access memory and read-only memory, random access memory is temporary. When you switch on your computer, it boots or it starts into RAM, which is random access memory. Now, when you have a bigger RAM, your computer will be fast. But when your RAM is not big enough or not sufficient enough, your computer will be slow. So whereas when you're buying a computer, look at the capacity of your RAM. Now, if you are to speak of RAM, you can think of a scenario of a hospital whereby you have a doctor. The doctor is the CPU, okay? Because the CPU is the brain of the computer. So the doctor is the CPU, but before you go to see the doctor, you sit in what is called a waiting room. So that waiting room is RAM. That is where the programs which are waiting to be processed by the CPU rest a bit. That is why we are going to see operating system down there. That is why the operating system loads into RAM. Now, if that waiting room is small, automatically it means you can accommodate very few patients. So if your RAM is small, it means you can accommodate very few programs. But if that waiting room is big, it means you can accommodate more patients. So if your RAM is big, you can have, that's why when you're buying phones, a phone which has more RAM is more expensive compared to a phone which has small RAM. When you're buying computers, a computer which has more RAM is more expensive compared to a computer which has very little RAM. So RAM is very important for any computer to work very well. Okay? Then we have read-only memory. Now, for read-only memory, this one is by the manufacturer. So when you switch on your computer, are people still hearing me? I'm using my phone. Sometimes people call it and then it cuts me off. I may think you're hearing it. I'm talking to myself. Am I still on?
Yes, you're still on.
Yes.
Okay. So we have what we call read-only memory. Now, when you switch on your computer, maybe you are not realizing these things. But now from today, realize when you switch on your computer, there are some black words that come on the screen, like sometimes Dell, HP, and so on. So read-only memory, that means that is what the manufacturer stored, and you can only read, you cannot change it. That is called read-only memory, and it's called ROM. So this one is a permanent memory by the manufacturers and is usually firmware. Okay, so it gives the instructions of the computer, basically the programs, how the computer starts. So the computer when it starts, it goes through what we call post, and that is called power on self-test. So during that process, that is now the manufacturer checking, is the keyboard available? Have you connected the mouse? Is the hard disk working well? Is the RAM there? And so on. So usually some computers, especially when the RAM is not okay, the computer is going to make a noise. Or if the keyboard is not okay, the computer is going to make a noise. Okay? So usually those things happen, ROM happens there at the beginning when you first switch on your computer. So that you should get a difference between RAM and ROM and what they do. Okay. Okay. For the cache memory, that one we can leave. Then today we have some types of storage devices. We have hard disk. We have solid state. Some of you go to buy laptops and they do this laptop. It is SSD, it's 256 SSD. SSD stands for solid state disk. Okay. Solid state is faster compared to the original magnetic disk. Then original hard disks were magnetic, which means they are so susceptible for power because they have moving parts. They move with the magnet. They work with the magnet. So it means electricity easily damages them. But when we have the solid state, this mechanism is like a flash disk. So it has no moving parts. That is why today you see you have computers which are silent. You have laptops which are silent. Those which are making noise are the hard disk. But now the solid state is a silent and it is faster. Actually, they are expensive. That's why when you go to buy a laptop, they are going to tell you this laptop uses SSD, which means it doesn't use the normal hard disk. So it means it is faster. It is way of doing things. The moment you switch on, a flash of a second, it has come on, compared to the others which take long. Flash drives, memory cards, Then we have output devices. These are the ones which we use to put information data out of the computer, like a monitor, the printer, the speaker, projector. And inside, we also have a motherboard. Then you can read about categories of computers. We have supercomputers, mainframe computers, personal computers, which you are having. Now, these other supercomputers, mainframe computers, these are large systems which are used in things like weather forecasts and so on, banks and so on. But for you,
Your
use
audio
it
is off.
My audio is off. Hello? Hello? Someone saying my audio is on.
Audio is on. It's
Is mine?
on.
I'm
Maybe
on.
it's his network.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have what we call personal computers, then we have embedded systems. Now, embedded systems, these are things like the ATM machines, things like smart appliances. Now, today we have cameras on the roads which can know a car which is over speeding. Then they give you a ticket. All those are called embedded systems. You see some gates today which can open automatically, doors which can open automatically. When you put a fingerprint, it opens. Or when it senses a person coming, it opens. When no person closes, all those are called embedded systems. Okay. Then we have server machines over the network. Now, hardware maintenance. So, like our body is required to be maintained. Okay. Our body is required to be maintained. If you don't maintain your body, you definitely get sick. Okay. So, as much as we are looking at this hardware, and it is good for us to say, I have a working computer, but you need to maintain it. How? By keeping it clean and dust-free. Then use the surge protectors, these things which protect electricity, because electricity can easily blow your machine. Okay. Then regularly update drivers and firmware. The temperature also matters. Some of you, by the way, I need to correct this. Some of you close your laptops without turning them off. You close and you put it in a bag. That is very, very dangerous. And many people have lost their laptops like that. So don't just close a laptop and you put it in a bag and you travel. If you are maybe moving from one lecture room to another one, that is okay. You can close your laptop. When you get there, you unfold it. But if you are traveling from Entebbe to Kampala, make sure you shut down your laptop. Don't just close and you put in the bag. It is very dangerous. Okay. I have put for you some troubleshooting techniques there which you need, but those ones are basically for those who are doing computer repairs and maintenance. So computer not running on, check the power supply and connections. Slow performance, upgrade RAM. Overheating, ensure the fans are working. No display on the monitor, check the cables of the monitor. And continuous noise, check the keyboard buttons. Sometimes the technicians eat your money for nothing. One time, a lady went to the office and she put her bag on the keyboard. And when she switched on the computer made noise. And she thought someone planted a bomb in the computer. She immediately switched off. So she switched on again it made noise. She switched on, then she called me. She called me, said, my computer, I don't know what is happening with it. Yesterday I left it working very well, but now it is making a lot of noise. It seems even almost like bursting. I said, which noise? She said, let me switch on for you and you hear. She switched on and said, have you heard? She immediately switched off. Have you heard the voice? I just told her, what have you put on your keyboard? Oh, is there anything on the keyboard? Said, yeah, my bag is there. I just said, you could remove the bag. When she removed the bag, she switched on, the computer worked. And she was laughing. She said, hey, you man, you read books. But let me tell you, I can come and I open your computer and I do funny things and I put it back and I tell you 100,000 and you'll pay. Just to remove a bug from the keyboard and I put it somewhere else. Okay. So let us be careful when we are using these computers. Those are I have put for you some of the common things that may cause that. If you were using the computer yesterday and today you come, it's not displaying anything, check the cables. Maybe the cleaner knocked the cable. If the network is not on, check the cable. Sometimes these cleaners come in the morning and they knock these cables. Okay. Again, you have revision questions there. So as you say, I have a pool, so many questions I can get from the exam questions. I have so many, as you can see. Any question there is an exam material. So in your practice,
Master, can you share that past papers?
I share what?
These past papers.
They are there in the library. You go to the library, they are there. So many of them.
Master, it's hard to get them.
Okay, we got chapter 3. And this is where I want to spend more time, chapter 3, because it's very, very important. I rushed through chapter 2. So chapter 3 is computer software. And I want all of us to understand it very well. So computer software refers to a set of programs, data, and instructions that tell a computer how to perform specific tasks. Unlike hardware, which consists of physical and so on. So computer software, these are just the programs that we use on our computers. There are so many programs, you can't even finish them. Okay. So the types of computer software that we have the first type, which is called system software. System software. So system software is responsible for managing hardware and providing a platform for running application software. Now, when you have your computer, it's basically hardware. But when you switch it on, you start seeing words coming and so on for the programs to use. But now this program, the Microsoft Word you are using, this program, the WhatsApp you are using, this program, the internet you are using, the Facebook you are using, it is seated on something, okay? But that software which is seated on, you don't know it. Now, this is called the operating system. For example, on your phones, you have what we call the Android operating system. Unless you have the Android operating system, you are not able also to access your WhatsApp, your Facebook, and so on. Okay? So, operating system controls computer hardware and software resources. It is in the background. It is usually not visible. Now, just look at a university there. We have the University Council Management. Now, for you, the students on the surface, you see the lecturers, you see the school admins, you see, but those people who are actually under the real management, you don't see them. Some of you don't know who is the vice chancellor of Nkumba University. You have never seen him. Okay. But you're a student at Nkumba University and the lectures, you are getting them. Okay. Some of you don't know the university secretary of Nkumba University. Some of you don't know the owners of Nkumba University, but you are students there. So the operating system is usually in the background, but for us on the surface, we don't see it, but it is very, very important. So on our computers, the operating system is what we call Windows. You have heard that term. Amadirisa gange gayise. My Windows got corrupted. Okay. So that Windows now is the operating system. It means you cannot do anything unless your operating system is okay, unless your Windows is okay. Now we have various versions of Windows. The latest now is Windows 11. Sometimes I had a debate last year with a certain lady. I told her the latest Windows was Windows 11 and showed me, you're a man of technology, but you don't know things. My brother always has the latest Windows. Yeah? My brother has the latest Windows. Maybe he works with Microsoft. But the other boys, so now even you're a lecturer, even you don't know. I said, yeah, I want to say that. He said, my brother has Windows 2022. And I was like, Windows 2022? He said, yes, he has Windows 2022. I was like, yeah, you tell him to give me those Windows because I have never seen them. Because even I've not seen Windows 12 or 13. But 2022? Now, they're ready to bring the laptop, which is said, your brother put for Windows 2022. Actually, there was Windows 10, not even Windows 11. And she said, you see, now to show me that it was Windows 2022, actually, she showed me Office 2022. So that is why I wanted to get a difference between Windows and Office. These are different things. Windows is operating system. Office is an application program. Okay. So let's get a difference because I don't want people to go to my class and say we learn information technology and you go and you talk like, I was going to say to talk like fools, but I put it back. Okay. People will laugh at you. Technology keeps changing. Let us keep learning. Then we have what we call utility software. Now, utility software helps to maintain and optimize system performance. Some of these utility software are device drivers, antivirus software. Now, this one helps. Like if you come to the example of the university, we have the school deans. Okay. So the school deans help the university management to look at academic activities at a university and make sure they are proper in place. The timetables are there. The students get lectures. Exams are set. Exams are marked. So the school deans now, they work as the utility software. So the utility software helps the operating system. Okay. So we have things like antivirus software, disk cleanup tools, file management, and so on. Then device drivers, the same thing. Then the other one which we have is application software. So application software consists of programs designed to perform specific tasks for users. So I've told you already, application, for example, in university, when you think of application, they are the lecturers, they are the people who do the real apply the real teaching. Okay. They are the people who do the real implementation of the real teaching. Okay. That's why you have a lecturer for this course unit, you have a lecturer. So you have as many lecturers as the more course units you have at Nkumba, those are the lecturers you have. So even application software, you can have as many application softwares as you can, depending on what is supposed to be done by the computer. These application software do different things, and the users interact with application software. Like you see at a university, you students, you interact with the lecturers. But even you don't know that there's a chancellor, you don't know the vice chancellor, you don't know the university, you don't know those people. But when they ask you the lecturer, you know. You even know the food he ate last night, you know the girl he was standing with, you know this and this. Some of you, even you go in your hostels, instead of doing revision what the lecturer taught in class, you start discussing the lecturer. what clothes he was putting on, the shoe was putting on, the car he was driving, whom he was talking to, as if it is part of the exam. Okay? Because these are the people you interact with. So even application programs, now for you, you know Microsoft Word, you know PowerPoint, you know Excel, but you know nothing about Windows. You know nothing about the antivirus, about the device drivers. But these are your things in the background, which are doing the real job. So application software, we can have the general purpose software used for everyday tasks, such as Microsoft Word, presentation, and so on. Now, this application software, you can even tell someone to build it for you. You can tell someone to build it for you. Then we have specialized software. Now, this one is basically for industries like the students of CIAD who are here. CIAD, which software do you use mainly? Do you use Photoshop or Illustrator? CIAD students. Any
We
CIAD
don't
students?
know yet.
Sorry?
We don't know yet.
You don't know yet. You are still freshers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you use these now. Those are called specific software for industries. Designing, you are going to do designs, but you are going to use some software to do those designs. The most common one which is used is usually Illustrator and Photoshop. Okay, so those are industrial software. Those are specialized software. People like the architects, people who do the plans of the buildings, they have those software which is called AutoCAD, ArchCAD. Okay, you have heard of those softwares, AutoCAD, ArchCAD for the architectures. They used to construct, to do designs and plans for buildings. So that is called specialized software. And basically, like accountants, they have QuickBooks. Okay, so those ones are basically used for the industry purpose. They are not used by an ordinary user. Okay. Now, for you to be able to use your people, someone's got to go to Makerere or to Nkumba to do a degree in architecture. And basically, what is going to study is used to use that software AutoCAD. We are going to, those who are in SBA, they do what they call computerized accounting. So they do things like QuickBooks. Okay. Now, this software is not for everybody. Okay. Are we together? Then we have custom software. Custom software, that is when you can go someone to develop for you a software. Then we have various categories of the computer software. But basically, this one is based on the way the software is distributed. The way software is distributed. The first one is proprietary software. Now, this one is owned by a company. Now, for example, Nkumba University can make a software for e-learning, and Nkumba can own it. You may not find it elsewhere. Central Bank can have its own software. It is owned. You don't find it in Absa Bank. You don't find it is only used by Central Bank. That is what we call proprietary. It's owned by a company or an individual, and just restricted access. Only the person he allows to access it can access it, not everybody. Then we have what we call open source. Open source means it is free. Anybody can use it freely. Anybody can modify it, can distribute it. That is what we call open source. Like, for example, the e-learning platform which we are using at Nkumba, it is an open source software called Moodle. If you ask your colleagues at Makerere, your colleagues at Nkozi, other universities, they are using the same software also. Only what they do, where for you see a logo for Nkumba University, they put a logo of their university. Where you say what Nkumba University, they put their university name. But it is still the same thing. Where you see the colors of Nkumba University, they put their own colors. So they just only customize it. Okay? But it is open source, it is free, everybody, any university can use it. It is free. Things like Mozilla Firefox, I've given an example there, Linux and so on. Then we talk of the freeware. Freeware is available for free, but cannot be modified. Now, open source, as you have seen, open source is free and can be modified, okay? But freeware is available for free, but it cannot be modified. Like a VLC player, which you use to play music on your laptop. Like WhatsApp, Facebook, those you can't modify them, they are free. And you can't modify them, but they are free, you can use them. Then we have what we call shareware. Shareware, it is provided for free, but on a trial period. This sometimes you see that software they give you, like Microsoft 365. Microsoft can give you 3 months trial. After the 3 months, they are going to tell you to buy a license. So that is what we call shareware. It is given free for a period, but after that period expires, then you buy the license. We have malware, malicious software. These are small programs that are designed to harm your computers. Okay. Now we have functions of the operating system. I have already explained them. You can read about them there. I have already explained them. Software license and ethics. I have already talked about this in the 10 commandments of computing. Always buy the correct software and have a license on it. Otherwise, if you don't do it, it is illegal. Okay? So avoid what we call software piracy. By these terms, you must know them. The exam is funny. You might find a number telling you to define what is meant by software piracy. Yeah, you may say I'm rushing through them, but for you in your free time, go back and read them and understand them. Plagiarism, okay? Copying software code without authorization, without credit, okay? Plagiarism. I told you when you quote, if it is President Museveni, you tell us it is President Museveni who wrote these things. It is not you, okay? Cyber security risks. All of these terms, they can come at any time. Again, we have revision questions there. We have revision questions. So I wanted to end there today. Next time we shall begin with chapter 4, which is Introduction to Computer Networking and Telecommunications. We'll do some introduction there. Any question? Otherwise, I want to end here today because I have another lecture to begin at 10. I'll upload this on my YouTube channel in case you need it. It will be available for you to